Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're really getting into something quite profound. We're looking at Viktor Frankl's incredible work, Man's Search for Meaning.
An absolute classic, and for good reason.
Right. It's not just a book. It feels more like a blueprint, maybe, forged in the most unimaginable circumstances. It's this guide on finding purpose, resilience, even when things seem utterly bleak.
Exactly.
So our mission today, for you listening, is to really pull out those key nuggets of wisdom
Yeah.
and figure out why they're still so incredibly relevant to your life right here, right now. Because Frankl starts with this idea that's, honestly, it's quite counterintuitive. He says the real goal isn't chasing happiness.
Which is what so much of our culture tells us, right?
Totally. But he says, no, it's about discovering, understanding the meaning that's already in life.
Yeah.
And that's really the foundation for everything we'll explore today.
It's such a powerful starting point, especially when you think about where these insights came from. This wasn't, abstract philosophy cooked up in a comfortable study.
Yeah.
This came directly from his experiences. His time in Nazi concentration camps.
Just horrific.
Unspeakable pain, constant hunger, loss on a scale we can barely comprehend. And yet, amidst all that, he noticed something.
What was that?
He saw that actual survival,
Yeah.
often seemed linked to having a deeper purpose.
Wow. So not just physical endurance.
Not just that, it was like having a reason to live, a really strong why, made the difference for many. It gave them something to hold on to. And that observation, born from hell, essentially, it leads us to this really challenging question for all of us, really. In a world that's often so focused on pursuing happiness, getting the next hit of pleasure.
Yeah.
What if the real quest, the more solid, more enduring one, what if it's actually the search for meaning?
That just shifts everything, doesn't it?
It really does. It asks you to stop and think about what truly drives you.
That distinction is huge.
Okay.
Because he saw it,
Yeah.
right? He saw people who held on to a purpose, that why.
Exactly.
They somehow had a better chance of getting through the horrific how of their situation.
It wasn't theoretical for him. It was life and death. A survival mechanism playing out right in front of him.
He was observing humanity at its absolute edge. Vulnerable, stripped bare, but also sometimes incredibly resilient.
Yes. That resilience linked to meaning.
It really forces you to ask yourself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What's my why? What keeps me going?
Precisely. And separating that search for meaning from just sort of chasing fleeting happiness, that's vital. Frankl even developed a whole therapeutic approach around this.
Logotherapy.
Logotherapy. Yeah, it's a type of existential analysis, and its core focus is helping people find their unique meaning in life.
So it's practical, too, not just theory.
Very practical. And he outlined basically three main avenues, three pathways for discovering this meaning. It's not like a rigid formula, more like different ways we can connect with purpose.
Okay.
Which brings us to the question for today, really. How do we, living our modern lives, maybe not in extreme conditions, but still facing challenges, how do we connect with these pathways?
Let's get into those pathways. They feel like the real heart of it, the how-to almost.
They are.
The first one you mentioned, finding meaning through meaningful work or responsibility. Now, meaningful work, that phrase can sound a bit intimidating, can't it? Like you need this grand world-saving job.
Right, or that one perfect dream job that'll solve everything.
Yeah. Is that what Frankl meant? Or is it something, I don't know, more fundamental about how we approach any work?
That's a really important point. Frankl wasn't primarily focused on the job title itself. It was much more about the purpose and the dedication you bring to whatever you're doing, your attitude towards it.
Okay, so the how matters more than the what, in a sense.
In many ways, yes. It's about seeing the value you create, maybe the unique contribution you make, or the people you serve through that work, even if the task itself seems small or mundane.
Give me an example.
Well, it could be the responsibility you feel towards your family, providing for them, or your commitment to your community group, or pride in your craft, striving for quality just because you value doing things well.
Ah, okay, so it's broader than just a career.
Much broader. It's about actively looking for the meaning within your daily tasks and commitments, rather than just sort of waiting for some big, externally defined, meaningful thing to land in your lap.
That makes it much more accessible. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow.
Exactly. It's about engaging with your duties, understanding their impact, however small, and finding purpose right there.
It really challenges how we sometimes separate work from life, doesn't it? Like even chores could have meaning if tied to responsibility for your home or family.
Precisely. It's about the intention, the dedication, connecting it to something bigger than just the task itself.
Okay, that's the first pathway. What's the second?
The second is finding meaning through love and relationships.
Right. This one feels maybe more intuitive for a lot of us.
I think so. Love, connection, they're so fundamental to the human experience. Frankl saw their incredible power to provide meaning, especially when everything else was falling apart.
And not just romantic love, presumably.
No, definitely not. It includes deep affection for family, for friends, even a sort of broader love for humanity, for community.
What's the core mechanism there? How does love provide meaning?
Frankl felt that through love, we can really see another person. We transcend our own ego, perceive their unique value, their potential. It affirms their existence and strengthens our connection to something beyond ourselves.
That transcending the ego part feels key.
It is. It gives you a profound sense of belonging, maybe a purpose to protect someone, or simply a powerful reason to keep going for someone else.
Yeah, I can see that. When you care deeply for someone, it changes your priorities. It gives you strength.
Absolutely. So the question for us, for you listening, is how do your relationships, the care you give, the care you receive, how do they act as an anchor for your own sense of meaning? How do they provide that vital why?
Thinking about the intensity of bonds formed in those extreme situations.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how we cultivate that depth in our sometimes maybe more superficial modern connections.
That's a challenge for sure. But the potential is there in any genuine connection.
Okay, so meaningful work responsibility and love relationships. What's the third pathway? This is the one that always feels the most challenging.
It is. The third pathway is finding meaning even within suffering itself.
Right, finding meaning in suffering, not just despite it. How does that even work? Suffering feels inherently destructive.
And Frankl never downplayed the pain. He wasn't saying suffering is good, not at all.
Okay.
But he observed that while suffering might be unavoidable, it's part of life. We humans have this unique ability. We can choose our attitude towards it.
Choose our attitude, even towards immense pain or loss.
Yes. It's not about liking the suffering or pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about finding a way to give it some kind of purpose.
What kind of purpose?
Maybe it's about learning something from the experience, however harsh. Maybe it's about the personal growth that can come through grief eventually. Or maybe using that painful experience to develop deeper empathy, to help others who are going through something similar.
So transforming the experience internally.
Exactly. Stepping back, it suggests that even in our darkest moments, there might be an unexpected opportunity for growth, for understanding, for finding an inner strength we didn't know we possessed.
That reframes suffering completely from just a destructive force to something that, while still painful, could potentially contribute to our understanding of life or our values.
It's about finding meaning within the difficulty. That's the radical part.
In this idea, choosing our attitude, that leads straight into what's probably Frankl's most famous concept, right?
Absolutely. His most powerful, most empowering idea.
The idea that even when literally everything else is taken away, your home, your possessions, your loved ones, your physical freedom,
Everything external.
you still retain one ultimate freedom.
Yes, the freedom to choose your attitude, your internal response to what's happening.
That gives me chills, honestly. It means your inner world, your response, that's a sanctuary. No one can truly take that from you.
It's the ultimate act of self-determination, as you said. And for Frankl, this wasn't just philosophy. He saw it. He lived it. It's a testament to the human spirit.
So it's the bedrock.
It's the bedrock of his whole philosophy. External circumstances might crush us, but our internal response, our perspective, our ability to find meaning even then, that remains ours.
That gives us agency even when we feel completely powerless externally.
It does. It forces us to look inward and realize that our real power often lies in how we interpret things, how we choose to respond.
Which brings it all together in that unforgettable principle he talks about.
The why and the how.
Exactly. If you find your why, your reason for living, your purpose,
Then you can endure almost any how, any difficulty, any suffering.
it's like a psychological superpower, isn't it? Knowing your purpose gives you the strength to push through things that would otherwise just seem impossible.
Precisely. It shifts your focus. The how might still be incredibly hard, painful even, but the why provides the motivation, the resilience, the perspective to keep going.
It doesn't make the how easy, it just makes the why stronger.
Perfectly put. And that principle is vital for resilience, not just in extreme situations, but in everyday life too. When you have that clear why, maybe it's for your kids, a cause you believe in, a responsibility you've accepted, A future you're building the how of dealing with setbacks, frustrations, challenges, it becomes more navigable.
It's the engine.
It's the engine. It provides the drive. So a critical question for you listening is, what is your why? What gives you that strength when things get tough? Because understanding that, that's what can propel you forward.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what an incredible journey into Frankl's work. Man's search for meaning. We started with that core idea, flipping the script on happiness, saying meaning is the real goal. We explored those 3 pathways he laid out: meaningful work or responsibility,
Finding purpose in what you do.
love and relationship,
Connecting deeply with others.
and that really tough but profound one, finding meaning even within suffering itself.
Choosing your attitude.
And it all anchors back to that incredibly empowering idea. Our ultimate freedom is choosing our response, our attitude, no matter what.
The inner sanctuary.
Which lets us understand that powerful principle: find your why, and you can bear almost any how.
And it's so important to stress, again, that this isn't just for surviving unimaginable horrors.
Right. It applies now, today.
Absolutely. These insights are deeply relevant to everyday life, to the challenges you face, big or small, the stresses, the responsibilities, the relationships. These are all arenas where you can actively seek and create meaning.
So it's an active process.
Very much so. Which leads me to encourage you, listening right now, to do some, critical thinking about your own life. How can you consciously look for meaning in your work, your duties, in your connections with people, even in the inevitable difficulties and frustrations you encounter?
Actively seeking it out.
Yes. And maybe a final thought to leave you with, something to really chew on. What would your ultimate why be if you had to articulate that core purpose, that reason that gets you through? What is it? And then consider, how might really understanding and embracing that why change your perspective, not just on the big challenges, but on the everyday stuff too? How could it transform things?